For the fourth time in a row, Wicor Primary School have celebrated their Harfest. With a variety of activities, the event gives children the opportunity to learn more about local produce and sustainability, whilst enjoying cookery lessons or getting in touch with local producers to make bread or even smoothies.
What makes a healthy juice is basically having a mixture of everything. So we've got lots of rainbow-coloured fruits and veg here. Been teaching the children the difference between cucumber and courgette, and you all know now, don't you? Absolutely. Juicing is a really good way to get the fruits and veg into the children when they don't normally eat courgette or cucumber. And as you can see from their faces, they're absolutely loving it.
Guys, what's your favourite juice?
Lilies.
So I was told you know the difference between a cucumber and a courgette. Who can tell me that?
Because of the inside bit. That one's courgette and that one's cucumber, and it's got the lines on there and it's smoother there. And the corn. Yeah, that's like dark colours.
Whilst these little gourmets learned all about their drink's ingredients, and others proved their strength by juicing apples the traditional way, over at the other side of the school, the team from Rick Stein's restaurant chain prepared some rather tasty food using vegetables from the school's own garden.
We had an opportunity to be shown around the grounds and the gardens last year and speak to some of the children again, the same as we have done this year, and it's really inspirational what they're doing here, and I think the children are really engaging in it as well. I really enjoy it. We made pickled jalapeno peppers because the jalapeno peppers were available. That's really important because of the way that you would grow things at home is naturally you would get a glut of things and you wouldn't be able to use it all at once. So a convenient way is to maybe freeze it. You can't freeze everything, and this is a more ecologically way of doing things. If you preserve things, it's a little bit old-fashioned, but it's saving that produce, it's saving your work until a later time in the year, so you can still enjoy jalapeno peppers in January, even though you couldn't buy them anywhere. Sorry, you could buy them somewhere, but you couldn't get them from the garden. So it's teaching the kids a little bit that you can have some produce much beyond the season of it, but you can still eat it sustainably rather than going to the supermarket and buying something which is flown hundreds of miles. If we eat seasonally and we eat what's local, then we're eating sustainably.
I mean, the amount of cookbooks that are on shops nowadays, people actually want to know what's in their food, where it comes from, and with the sort of the increase in allergens as well, it is important they know how to cook food for people that can't have certain ingredients.
One of the main motors behind the green agenda of the school, and of course the Harfest, is head teacher Mark Wildman.
When I was 4 years old, I kind of knew that the planet was important, that our place in the planet was important, and that we needed to understand our role in the planet if we were to survive. It sounds a bit dramatic, but I think children need to know that their existence is dependent on the existence of the planet. And I think that's always fueled my passion to help the children become much more aware of the ground that they are standing on and what it means to them, the value of soil, the value of the quality of air, the plants they eat, the animals they see. Bees, for example, most children can tell you about the life cycle of a bee, but not just sort of at a superficial level. They know the terminology and the sort of technical aspects of keeping a beehive, which I don't think they would have known had we not done this kind of work.
Involved with the work of the school's own beehives and the bee hotels across the grounds is Simon Cavell, who has joined the Harfest to teach about the buzzing creatures.
We are telling the children at the moment what is going on inside those individual cells and how the baby bees are developing and how they'll hibernate over winter and emerge in the spring. So what we try and do in the spring, when I come back, because I do twice a year, is we'll try and time it so hopefully the solitary bees are emerging and they can actually see them coming out. So they've come back through the winter, they've been told, oh, that's what's going on inside, and then in the spring they can actually see it, which is obviously really exciting for them. And then we're also talking about bumblebees and the impact of honeybees locally and what they do and how they're slightly different. At the moment it's fairly quiet, although we've just noticed that the honeybees are incredibly busy. They've obviously found a source of nectar somewhere. We think it's probably ivy, flowering ivy, or it might be Himalayan balsam, but the bees are really busy, the honeybees. And it's their last chance before winter comes, so they're extremely busy bringing in as much nectar as they can.
Well, for now we'll leave the busy bees to the hustle and bustle of their hives, but we're certainly looking forward to the next Harfest. Nicole Ris, That's TV.